This is Big John here in Alaska. I'm going to be doing this video about ribeye steak, and we're going to cut it up real thin like, and we're going to wrap this in bacon. We're going to put it in the air fryer and try it out in my Ninja double stack air fryer. So yeah, we're going to see how this works, and I'm not sure how well, but anyways, since we wrap bacon in just about everything, we wrap everything in bacon, right? So yeah, let's definitely give this a shot and see how it cooks up, because I am curious myself to see how this is gonna be. So I got the entire ribeye cut up. Everything is wrapped in bacon. Doesn't look like I can fit too many in my air fryer basket, so I might have to readjust these a little bit. I might be able to get 4 in here and have a little bit of space between them. So yeah, that's about all I'm gonna get, is approximately four in that basket. And then we're probably gonna try another 4 in the other basket. My towel is way across the room. Hey there, Luke, how you doing? We're gonna put this in the air fryer. And I'm not sure exactly how long I want to put it in here for, because again, this is an experiment, and I like to do random nonsense on my channel at times. And I'll set this up for air fry, 400 degrees. Okay, I'm gonna do the first round. We're gonna start at 10 minutes and see what happens there. And then hopefully we're gonna have a really decent product that when we're done, and we can finish up the rest of these, and then I can actually get the rest of these going while we're doing this. But in the meantime, say hi to my cat Molly. I need to grab some gloves. Gloves are kind of important when you're doing this. We're gonna get the other parts cut up and ready to go. Now, I am a little bit disappointed about this whole TikTok thing getting banned in the United States, because that affected my editing software, but no big deal. We're going to work around it and figure out something else. I'm doing good. I would normally be making and uploading a regular video this week, but that's not going to happen. So, all right, let me get my gloves on, and we're going to get the rest of this ribeye cut up and get it wrapped up in bacon, so we can get the rest going. Get you some elevation there so you can see what's going on. But yeah, we're doing pretty good there. Hello there, Apple 231. I appreciate you dropping in. While we're here, I might as well do a basic weight loss update. So this week has been weight loss maintenance week. So pretty much all week I've been eating ribeye steak. I've been making a short video every single day of my carnivore meals for accountability. And then Friday I did get into a little bit of pizza. And yesterday I went out to eat with the wife, and I had this really poorly made omelet. And at a restaurant, I wasn't very happy about the omelet, but you know, it was carnivore friendly, and that's like one of the easiest ways to be doing the carnivore diet if you go out to eat, is like just order an omelet, get all the meat options in the omelet, get cheese if you want it, and yeah, it works out pretty good. It's just unfortunate that I paid all this extra money for this omelet and all these extra ingredients, and they really skimped me on the ingredients. So I wound up being hungry and eating another steak when I got home, so that was a little bit annoying, but it's not a super huge deal. We're going to get this cut up, get it wrapped in bacon, and hopefully this is going to be a yummy snack. If not, it'll be fun to at least try. Now, these ribeye steaks, I took them out, I did pat them dry. I've salted up both sides. They've been sitting here for about 10 minutes while I've been getting the stream ready. And I'm probably going to have an oddball piece here at the end. This one might be a little bit too thick. But anyways, just going to get some toothpicks out. Come on, guys. We're going to need a bunch of you. Get out of there. Okay. And we got our thick cut bacon over here. We're just going to wrap these up in some bacon. If I can. Some of these pieces are bacon, they're not cut very long. This is what I found in the fridge. So I just came up with this random idea out of nowhere, just to see how it might work, see if I might want to like it, or maybe try another variation of wrapping something in bacon. Who knows? Now I know on the holidays, one of my relatives loves to make bacon wrapped water chestnut. That's actually quite delicious. Almost every single holiday, Papa likes to do that, and it's just a special little treat. It tastes really good. It takes a little bit of time and effort, to sit there and bacon wrap every single piece of water chestnut, plus the amount of time it takes to cook it. Okay. So I'm going to have a lot of leftover bacon. That's fine because it was in the fridge anyways, so I'm not worried about that. But I am looking forward to giving this a try when it's all said and done. I got a couple more pieces to go. These little odd pieces are going to go to the dog, because my dog's been good and she's been down there behaving like a good little pup. Good girl. Okay. It's hard to believe she was acting like she wasn't going to live much longer. That was about 2-3 weeks ago, I think. She was having a really hard time. She's an old dog. In dog years, I think she's about 80 years old. Okay, so I'll get back in on talking into my weight loss update or weight maintenance week type stuff here in just a second. Once we get these all done, and we'll be kind of bouncing back and forth in between, cooking this up, figuring out how long it's going to take in my air fryer, and discussing what's been going on with me this week. Besides the annoying issue with TikTok and CapCut not being an option for me anymore. So, alright, this doesn't have to be perfect. None of this has to be perfect. Alright, there we go. We're going to get the bacon back in the fridge where it belongs. Oh look, bacon for the dog. Here you go, pup. Good girl. Get that put away. Take these gloves off. Alright. This is almost done. You guys are getting ready to move here in just a second, because I gotta pick you up. There's my dog. See how she lays like a flat tire? Isn't that interesting? Okay, we get that put away in the fridge. Got about another 3 minutes on the air fryer to see how that bacon wrapped steak's gonna come out. I'm not sure how it's gonna come out, so it could be horrible. I've never made bacon wrapped anything in the air fryer, so I'm a little bit curious myself. You get some water, because I tend to talk a lot. I try not to shut up. I don't like to give you guys a whole lot of silence whenever I do these live streams, because yeah, that gets boring, and sometimes people like to play the stream while they're driving around in their car, and a lot of silence when you're driving around the car is boring, right? But yeah, ribeye steak. This is a halal ribeye steak, by the way. I buy it in bulk at Costco. And yeah, since I got an overabundance of it, well, you're kind of crooked there. You might not look crooked on your end. Let's say your dog is laying on the floor like roadkill. My dog is incredibly old. She's also had a lot of reconstructive surgery to some of her back legs because she jumped out of a pickup truck when she was a puppy. I spent 3 hours today grinding chicken hearts. Ooh, that's a yummy way to make hot dogs. Yeah, Lady Costco, that's a winning situation there. But okay, back to my weight loss maintenance type week. Ribeye steaks mainly, and then I got my weight like right in the middle of the week. I was right around 265 pounds, so that is a couple pound weight gain from last week's egg fast. The week previous I lost 13.5 pounds doing an egg fast, and then I do 1 week of weight loss maintenance, and then next week I still haven't come up with a solid plan, but we're doing something for weight loss next week. And we're going to try to just keep pushing that scale down, because right now I'm 265.3 pounds as of this morning. I've already eaten 1 ribeye steak today. I've snacked a little bit, nothing much. I got some hard-boiled eggs that I put in pickle juice. They should actually be ready to try today, so I might break some of those out when these are done. But overall, I am pretty close to 30 pounds away from my goal weight of 235 pounds. I'm pretty happy about that. If I can reach my goal weight before my 2-year anniversary of weight loss, which will be in May of this year. So I started my weight loss journey back in May of 2023, and now we're all the way up to 2025. So yeah, that'll be pretty close to 200 pounds. 200 pounds of weight loss in 2 years, which is amazing. Now, I have talked a little bit to some other people that have lost 200 pounds of weight in 2 years, and the last 60, 70 pounds or so just seem to come off pretty slow. But it's pretty awesome and dramatic. And I gotta watch my cats, because they're gonna get into my steak if I'm not careful. Hey there, meathead. Let's see, heat problem. Meathead solved for the duration. Well, I haven't solved the editing issue. I mean, I can use these YouTube live streams to stay relevant, but it's kind of frustrating, you know, and I can't access my own editor. Okay. Ooh, that might be solid there. So that was 10 minutes in the air fryer. I want that bacon a little bit crispier, so we're going to power this down. So like I said, I started at first 10 minutes. I'm going to do that for another, get that set back up to air fry. Temperature 400 degrees. We're going to bring this time down, and we're going to do that for another 5 minutes. And then if I cook it too long, whatever, I don't care. I got plenty more to experiment with. So overall cooking time right now will be 15 minutes when this is done, and this is how everything's prepared. They're about 1-inch strips of ribeye wrapped in steak, and I'm trying to get a halfway decent product by the time I'm done with all this. Get some plates out, or a plate. There we go, so I can see how this is gonna all work. I might as well get some tongs ready too, because I'm gonna need tongs to get those off the rack. If you need tongs, go to Costco, get tongs. They sell them in the 5-pack, super affordable. They work really well. So far I haven't been able to damage them at all. Not like the other tongs I've typically found at Walmart. They take time to get all messed up. But okay, yeah, back to the weight loss maintenance type stuff. So I got several ways of breaking a fast. Depending on what type of fast I'm doing. If I'm doing a fasting mimicking type fast where I'm actually able to eat food using sardines. I wanted to do a cod liver fast, but I cannot find cod livers to save my life here in Alaska to purchase locally. So it looks like I'm going to have to order either directly from Walmart online, or I'm going to have to order from Amazon. And if you've ever priced out cod livers, they're not exactly cheap. So yeah, they're kind of, it seems more like a more posh kind of way of you know, getting your sardine type fix, but it's cod livers, and I don't know what they taste like, so that should be interesting. I was wanting to start up another YouTube channel soon and do you know, comparison type videos about canned meats and stuff like that. So I have that channel already sitting there waiting. I just need a video editor in order to record videos and make stuff happen for myself. And I think that channel will do really well once we get going. Great shirt fit, just saying. Thank you. Jenny G. Let's see. Meathead says, I was without heat for 5 hours until I semi-figured it out, until the landlord can figure it out permanently. Yeah, that's why we have these little propane buddy heaters. I got a small one and I got a really large one, and I can drag those in the house. I got one in the house I had to break out the other day because the power went out for a little while. And we had a windstorm. It only went out for 45 minutes, but it was long enough for me to be a little concerned. Temperature was pretty warm outside, but I still got the buddy heater out. I drug the propane tank in here. I got everything out of the box, set up for the first time, and fired it off. And I had it running right here on the kitchen table. And it's indoor safe, totally safe to use in the house. So yeah, we have those, and that would keep this place warm at a pretty comfortable 50 degrees, even though it's, you know, about 900 square feet in here. Hey there, William. Nice to see you in there. You look like you have a big idea. I try to have big ideas, but it doesn't mean they work. So yeah, anyways, I might be balding, I might be old, I might have a little gray hair, but I do have a big heart, and I try to help people out as I go, you know, understand just how easy it is to be healthy and lose weight. We can eat bacon, we can eat steak, we can eat eggs. I mean, as long as you're not allergic to certain things. I think it's like less than 1% of the population of the entire world has like a meat allergy where they can't eat animal products. And the people that do have that meat allergy suffer tremendously because they're deficient in a lot of areas, because meat has pretty much everything a body needs. Oh, okay, meathead, have fun with the wife duty. Appreciate you dropping in. Let's see. Cod liver was at Three Bears when I was visiting my brother. I have a Three Bears up the road. Okay, so if I can find cod livers, and they're up in Birchwood, so it is a little dry for me to go try to find cod livers. But I'll go to work tomorrow. After I get out of work, I'm going to take a trip up there. If I can find cod livers in a decent amount, I'm not sure how many I want to get yet, but I don't want to over purchase them because I've never tried cod livers before. I'm pretty sure I could still manage to muscle through however many I bought. But I want to have enough for an entire week. So I think I might start out with, I'll start out with 5 cans. Because if I don't like the cod livers, I can revert right back to the sardines. Or I can transition in a little bit of eggs in there too and still be in solid ketosis weight loss type of week. Victoria says she never tried cod livers either. Oh, well, Three Bears is pretty good about having stuff. Somebody said there was cod livers. Are you talking about the Three Bears in Birchwood or Three Bears in Wasilla? Or there's several Three Bears in Alaska. So yeah, I might want to call them first before I drive all the way out there. But they're really customer oriented to what people want. Okay, we're gonna call that good. I like that. Oh, that is hot. So, bacon wrapped ribeye steak bites. Gonna let these rest. I'll get some more going in there. And the bacon looks pretty decent. Okay, get that going. Put these on there. You know, even if they're not perfect, it's just a fun little way to mess around. See what I can do with meat. Let's see, which one do I want to put in there next? This one here. I know they don't look beautiful, but it's ribeye steak. It's just how it is. They like to fall apart. And these things are like barely held together. Alright, so we're going to run this one solid for 15 minutes. Get that one going, get you on air fry. Temperature 400 degrees. Time, run it down to 15 minutes and let it go. Meanwhile, I'm going to grab these, run them over the table because yay, food. And I need to find utensils. There's a fork. And I can find this knife will do the trick. Not the best knife. I don't like that knife very much. I don't like Amazon. Those are cheap Amazon knives. I'm going to use the wife's hunting knives because this cuts meat really, really well. Come out. There we go. That is a really nice sharp knife right there. I love this thing. One thing, I'm scaring the cats. My bad. Okay. Back to where we were. I don't remember where I was. We were talking about going to Three Bears, call Three Bears, make sure they have what I need. That's what we were talking about. So that will be on my list. I can do that while I'm working. So in between locations, I can definitely give them a call and check to see if they, because if they do, it's so worth it. It'll be worth the drive, and it's not that far away. Birchwood is just, you know, 15-20 minutes up the road. All right, wrong angle. There we go. Bah. Okay, a little better. And that's as far up as that goes. Let's see how this turned out. I never cooked ribeyes in these little chunks before, so I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna like that. Okay, that's delicious. It does. Okay, so the bacon fat, when it's cooking, it's obviously, you know, doing its little thing. The finger dance, you know, the bacon fat grease dance inside the air fryer. So it pretty well coated like the entire, because I just ate that little in piece, pretty well coated the entire piece of ribeye steak with some bacon fat. So it does taste like bacon. Okay. We're going to cut this end off over here. Check it out. Now the cook, you know, since we cut them in little small pieces, it does cook this almost well done. I mean, it's really, really close to well done. Which is a little sad. But it's still, since I already salted it, pre-salted it, and I let it rest before I did anything to it, it's nice and juicy, it's nice and tender. It might look dry, but it's totally not. Well, this is seriously some good stuff there. I mean, like, wow. Hi. Yeah. Oh, yeah? Wow. Cat. Nice. All right, let's go ahead and cut right down the middle. That just so happens to be one of the fattier parts of the ribeye steak. We're going to try that with that bacon that was in the air fryer. Crunch. The fat in the ribeye steak is melting in my mouth. And it had that nice smoky overtone of the bacon that I wrapped it in. It is very nice. Now, have you guys, anybody there, ever heard of a, what's it called, a shawarma? Shawarma, is that what I'm thinking of? It's a lamb beef wrap. So we have this little restaurant around the corner. It's like my shawarma house or something like that. It's not too far away from here. I went there. Now, if I'm going off the carnivore diet, that is one of my favorite places to go now. Because every time I go out to eat, if I go out to Applebee's, I'm disappointed in portion sizes, protein choices. Even at Applebee's, they gave me this little tiny steak, you know, when I went there, and it was like this little tiny hockey puck of a steak, and then they wanted me to pay like $30 for that, and I was like, no, that's not right. And then they overcooked it, and it wasn't even close to where it was supposed to be. It was like they set it under a heat lamp for hours. And then last night I went out to a diner across town, and I was trying to get a carnivore meal. And when I ordered it, the waitress even noticed right away. She's like, "Are you doing keto? Or are you doing something else? Or what are you doing?" Because you ordered very specifically, you know, all the proteins, and you know, because it was a keto type omelet, it could be considered carnivore or keto. But I paid a lot of extra money for that because it was a build-your-own omelet, and you could get like 2 or 3 items on it, and it was like $1.50 to $2.50 per extra item. And I got several items. I got feta cheese, I got Colby Jack cheese in there, I got ham, sausage, bacon, some sort of ground sirloin beef or whatever. It was nothing in it. I mean, if I had the option to make a video or put a little clip in here, I could show an image of what it looked like. But it was really flat, barely had any eggs. It was sad, and it was bad. And I paid a lot of money for it, so I was really disappointed about that. I was like, you know, I just don't want to go out to eat anymore. And I was still hungry. So on the way home, I had to go to the vape shop anyways, pick up some more vapes before work for the week. And my shawarma house is right next to the vape shop. And as soon as I pulled in the yard, I looked over and I saw the open sign, and I'm like, I looked at my wife and I'm like, yay! And she's like, you're so happy to go get a vape. You always go get a vape. You're never this happy. And she's like, is there somebody special working in there? You know, that kind of, you know, wife thing. I was like, no. I said, that sign's open over there, and we're going in there. And yeah, I ordered one, and it is a wrap, but they wrap it in some. It's not like a traditional corn flour wrap, like we would make a burrito with. I don't know what it is or what it's called, but it's a little different. And when I eat it, I feel super healthy. Whatever they put pickles on it, they got a. It's not a sour cream. It's a yogurt type sauce that goes on it, and they got a, like, not sure what else is in there. A little bit of cumin, turmeric. There is a little bit of greens on the inside, but I'm not sure what that is. And I don't care with that type of stuff. It's just like, okay, I like the lamb, I like the seasonings, I like the way I feel afterwards. So it's something I'll return to. And there's a couple other, well, at least one other slightly off carnivore type place I'll go, and this is this Kava's Pancake House, and they serve up this amazing breakfast burrito. And I mean, I'm talking a breakfast burrito. So, and it's an affordable price for what it is. It's cheaper than this little tiny omelet I got at the diner, and it's got a lot more stuff in it. And you can ask them to remove the potatoes or whatever you don't want that might not be protein based or carnivore type based. And yeah, you get it wrapped. You don't have to eat the wrapper. Sometimes I'll separate the wrapper because it's just too much, and I'll just toss it off to the side, and then I'll just eat whatever's inside it. But it's just nice to have it all wrapped up in a nice, neat package set on your plate. That way, if you want to, you can eat the wrapper, or you can just toss it away. It's just super simple that way. But yeah, and even when I have eaten the wrapper in the past, I never felt like trash gut afterwards. So whatever they're using for a wrapper isn't bad. It's pita bread. You think it's pita bread? I thought it was called something like Nam, or what is Nam? Nami or something like that. I'm not sure. Can't remember. Or Nan. Yeah, it could be Nan. Oh. The lion isn't concerned with wiping the grass of his gazelle's ribs. That's so funny. But yeah, for those of you just tuning in, this is a bacon wrapped ribeye steak, in case you didn't see the title or thumbnail or anything. But just a fun little experiment. I wanted to try something new with you guys. I always love using my air fryer. The air fryer is so much fun. It makes my life so much easier. I can do so much more. You know, it's like right there, it's doing what I want it to do, and I don't have to sit there and like make it do stuff. I just push some buttons and go back to it here in a little bit and have some yummy treats. As I cook, I face this dilemma all the time. Also, making food feels like a treat when you only eat once a day. This is twice a day, Holly Hobby. I ate a steak earlier because I was anxiety eating because I'm super stressed out. Because, you know, you wake up on video recording day. I was all set to start recording this morning, and then a friend of mine emails me and says, my editor cap cut's down. It went down with TikTok. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't even think of that. And sure enough, I can't use CapCut right now. So I've been spending all day trying to download other video applications for editing. Nothing wants to run for me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, what the problem is, but I'll have to figure it out. I might even have to take my computer in, get it worked on, to get something else to work on it. My mouth is watering once you eat that. I've only been doing eggs for a week, LOL. Hey, Gary, it's almost over, right? I mean, your week is almost over. You're doing great. I mean, I would imagine you're going to lose, what, 13, 14 pounds? And I think if you do you said you were doing 7 days. So I was losing approximately 2 pounds a day doing an egg fast, right in there. I mean, that's a pretty good average for weight loss. But then just remember, you know, as soon as you start weight loss maintenance, after that, you're going to gain 3, 4, maybe 5 pounds back, which is totally normal. It doesn't matter if you're doing like a 5-day water fast, 72-hour fast, or any other variation of fasting. We lose weight, we're going to gain some back. And the majority of that, the quick weight gain is water weight. That's your body, you know, readjusting to the food, trying to figure out exactly how much water it wants to have to keep in storage and how much water it wants to get rid of, because it takes water to actually digest food. So if you don't have enough water in your system, then it's going to hold on to more water as it does come in the system, so it can have enough to digest food and everything can move through you properly. Made roast beef in my Instapot tonight. Ooh, that sounds good. I have not tried to cook a turkey in an air fryer, but some people have these big giant ovens, which are air fryers. So yes, you can cook a whole turkey. I'm not wealthy enough to buy one of those fancy ovens, although I would definitely consider getting an oven similar to that when we replace this old one over here. My friend Priscilla across town, I checked out her stove, and it's about the same size. It's a dual level, so it's got a smaller oven up top and a little bit larger one down below that you could put like a turkey in there, and it's got a broiler section in each one of those sections. And I was like, man, I would love to have an oven like that. That sounds absolutely amazing. You know, because if I want to do smaller stuff, I can do it in the top, and I don't have to heat up the whole entire house for something small. If I want to do something big, we can put it down on the bottom and still have plenty of cooking space up top. You know, and the air fryer is always there too, so that helps out, you know, with the burden. But yeah, that's good stuff. All right, let's see. What did I miss? Oh, naan. Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you, Terry. If you're still here, I appreciate that. Naan is what the wrapper was. I don't know what exactly that entails or what it's made of, but it doesn't make me feel like trash. And that's the most important part. When you're considering, you know, going slightly off plan, when you're doing the carnivore diet and you're out in public, you're trying to enjoy family time, you know, just out and about. You gotta pick and choose your battles with what you're gonna feel like crap about, you know, afterwards. You know, because a wrapper on a burrito is really not that consequential when it comes to weight loss or weight gain or spike in blood sugar. So I don't worry about it too much. And if you're still staying slightly active, not super active, but just slightly active, you're out walking around, whatever carbs you do get from that wrapper, yeah, it might slow down your weight loss progress, but you're going to tend to burn through those carbs while you're out socializing. Or if you're at a party or you're dancing around, you're going to burn those up pretty fast. And then once you're done, you can just rinse and repeat when you get home. You just get right back on plan. You know, start eating more fatty red meats, eat some bacon, eat some eggs. Just make it a lifestyle when you get home, and it's just so much more fun this way. All right. So yes, bacon wrapped ribeye steak. Not the worst idea I've ever had in my life. I'm kind of enjoying this. It is basically bacon flavored ribeye with a smoky flavor. I like it. And I like this a lot. I just don't like chewing on these. These things hurt. When I was a little kid, I can't remember what it was. Somebody gave me something like this, and I wound up stabbing it in the roof of my mouth by accident. That was pretty horrible. My alarm went off over there. We're going to have to put more little ribeye bites on my plate. So we got to make some space. You guys ready? We're going to go. We're going to go check it out. See what it looks like. There, she's a beggar. Okay. I'm going to bring this over here. Oh, it's getting smoky in here. We're going to shut that off for a little bit. Okay. I need to drain that grease out of there before I do anything else anyways. Okay, let's see. Get this loosened up so I don't lose my yummy meat chunks in there. Okay. So the nice thing about the Ninja Double Stack air fryer is it doesn't make a huge footprint on the counter. Now, the other nice thing about the Ninja Double Stack air fryer is that if you're doing something like this and you only like using the top, I prefer using the top. It's the one I have the most experience using. But these are literally interchangeable. Unlike some of the other Ninja air fryers where you actually have a right and a left side. So if that's something useful, yeah, I definitely have an affiliate link down below for this air fryer. I really like it. The only quirky thing that I have with it is if we look here in the back, you can see back here on the bottom, it does spurt out a little bit of grease on the inside, which requires some attention every time you use it. So since I cooked 2 batches of these bacon whatever ribeye wraps, you just go in here, and this is easy to do. This isn't like super hard to get to, but you can see all that grease that collected on the bottom. Yep. And if you neglected that for a period of time, you would have a horrible mess. So, since these are compatible with one another, and I like that idea, I need to get these, I like to get these baskets out, because if you don't need these baskets unless you're cooking on those things right there. So I'm going to take those out. And I need 2 hands in order to do that. So these just pop out. You can frick them off in your drain rack. That way they don't get dirty. You got an empty rack now. Now I can put this back over here. Now this can be tricky to put in, because I usually wind up tipping it over or something like that. Come back over here, and we're going to see how many more of these we can run through a cycle. I'd like to just run them all at the same time. If I can fit them in there, I'm going to do that. So if I can get 3 next to each other, and then the other 2 down below, that would be perfect for me. I'd be happy. Okay, looks like I can fit it all. All right. So this one's a little weird. We're going to do this one. I'm going to try to set it in there like that. That way, when it cooks down, everything's going to be perfect. And again, we're going to run that for 15 minutes at 400 degrees. And we're going to have more yummy snacks. So that's 2 ribeye steaks total. And I'm probably going to package up some of these in a Tupperware for later. Select air fry. Temperature 400. Time. We are going to drop you down. I'm going to do this batch for 14 minutes. So slightly less than the last one. And we're just going to put this in here for now until everything's all done, because I think it kind of helps to keep both baskets in there at the same time to hold the heat in there to cook the top. I am not 100% on that, but I would assume so, because that metal grate was pretty hot when I went and touched it. All right, let's sit back down and have something to eat, because yeah, now that I got some hot ones on the plate, yeah, I can definitely get into those. I'm sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing. There we go. I got food. Okay. Wow. Anybody say anything new? Lady Casca. Ooh, day 3 of my 1 mile walking on my treadmill. Ooh, congratulations, Lady Casca. I am not a walking fan. I am not a jogging fan. I don't mind going for hikes on unlevel ground type stuff now. The wife and I did that a little bit over the summer. We went to Thunderbird Falls, and that's where we kind of had one of our first dates, was at Thunderbird Falls. And I was pretty small at that time, but that hike almost killed me back then, and I was in pretty good shape. Now I can do it without a problem. And I was doing it at actually a heavier weight. And it's just amazing the difference when you start doing a carnivore diet, how your respiratory system works better. You have more endurance, you have more energy, more testosterone, just more natural ability to do, that type stuff. It's just get out there and hike a little bit. And we did do a lot of hiking last summer. We went down to Kincaid Park and we hiked all the way down to the beach. And by the way, that's a long hike. It's like, even if it's on the bike path, you're going way downhill. And it's a downhill slope all the way to the ocean. And then coming out is a son of a gun. Just trying to get back out, because everything's uphill. You're tired. Sometimes bears roaming that path, and you got to watch out for bears. Mm. And so the ends, they're like little burnt ends of ribeye steak. They're crispy ends. And now they taste like bacon. And they're super moist, super tender. Not quite as firm as a kippered beef jerky stick. You guys ever had kippered beef jerky? It's kind of like that texture, but it's not quite that firm. I'm in Alaska there. They don't let me put the location on here anymore. I don't know why. I can put my location on my videos and my shorts, but for some reason that option's blocked in the live streams. It's just something I have an option to do when I'm setting up the stream, you know, to let people know where I'm talking from. Let's see, what I wasn't shooting for an internal temperature because I was looking mainly to get the bacon cooked a specific way. So, and since they're smaller pieces of ribeye, yeah, you're going to get pretty much pretty close to well done doing it this way. And I'm just goofing around. I mean, yeah, this is fun. It tastes good. It makes all the fat edible, plus you get a little bit of yummy bacon in there. It's a winning situation. But I like really crispy bacon, even if it's bacon wrapped. I like to try to have my bacon crispy. And it's kind of hard to have crispy bacon and not overcook your steak a little bit if that's how you're doing it. Too late to party? No, it's not dark all the time now. But we're starting to gain daylight. Summer solstice happened for everyone in the world. And so now we're starting to gain more daylight every single day. It comes up in like 5-10 minute increments, it feels like. And then all of a sudden someday, one of these days is just going to be sunny all the time, and we're going to hate the sunshine too. So you can't win. But the most annoying part about right around winter solstice is the sun is just like right at eye level, like across the horizon. And so depending on which way you're driving and what you're doing, if you're going up a hill, sometimes the sun will just sit right on top of that hill. And the whole way up the hill, you're just staring into the sunshine. It's horrible. Oh, that was a delicious bite there. Yeah. It's amazing. You know, there's like barely any red in here at all, but it's just so tender and so juicy. And the little fat ends, they just get crispied up. You don't like this stuff? That's okay. You can go back to eating your vegetables. So some people like vegetables. I used to love vegetables. I mean, I was eating vegetables for years. Now, I just got a new trainee. And we both have something in common. We both did the vegan diet at one point for pretty close to the same amount of time. And we had some interesting conversations while driving around the truck. I was like, man, after that vegan diet, it almost killed me. You know, talking about some of my past experiences. He had different experiences with the vegan diet. And he was curious about, you know, the carnivore diet, my success and my weight loss. And so we had a lot of talk back and forth. And, he showed me a meal he had, which really wasn't that unhealthy. It was like these little cube steaks. But he had a huge portion of rice. And he's like, what do you think of that meal? And I just looked at it. I was like, well, you know, overall, if you're super active, it's not the worst meal in the world, but you got way more rice than you have meat on the plate. And that's the problem when it comes to these traditional, like, truck stop type meals. These new American breakfast plates are like as big as your steering wheel. They'll give you a little bit of egg, a little bit of sausage and bacon, and then the rest of the plate is just spewing potatoes, like some sort of potatoes. And they're usually not the good kind because they're deep fried. And they're not fried in beef tallow. They're fried in some sort of vegetable oil. But you have like 3/4 of the plate covered in it. So even if you're incredibly active, that's too much vegetable oil, too much grease in there, the wrong type of fat. I mean, it's not the good, healthy stuff. So it just slows everything down in the gut. It makes you feel like crap afterwards. It doesn't make you full. That's the thing. You can eat all those potatoes and you don't feel full. You feel annoyed and just kind of like a pain in the butt. Oh, that piece has got a really nice burnt piece of bacon on there. I love burnt bacon, guys. I do. Yeah. I did it. I'm burning down the house with my air fryer. Oops. Fire alarm's in my son's room. I'll go off for a second. It is kind of smoky in here. Oh. Take a look around the house. It is a little bit smoky. Oh, there you go. You can see the smoke there. It's not too bad. But that's kind of the disadvantage of an air fryer and cooking bacon. So we got almost 5 minutes left to go. We can pull that out and take a look. That's edible. Okay, we're gonna let that cool. We're gonna stop it. There we go. We're just gonna let that cooling cycle happen. Then we're gonna take that out. We're gonna try some of those pieces, see what temperature and what they look like when you open them up. It only takes a minute for that to calm down because these are all pretty well done. You know, that's all pretty well done right there. That is delicious. Oh my goodness, wow. Bacon wrapped steak. Now, a ribeye steak and the fat in a ribeye steak is already so delicious. You wrap it in bacon. Yeah. I am like a fat kid. A happy fat kid in a candy store. That's kind of what I feel like when I eat this stuff. But this is good stuff. This is stuff that makes you lose weight, not gain weight. So it's better. Alright. I'm going to head back over here. The smoke will clear out of the house eventually. Where are your mods? Are you talking about like these? I got this one here. I stopped using the other one because I am tired of buying coils, if that's what if you're talking about a vape. I got so tired of buying coils, and then I gotta buy like juice, and that's about $80 for a big bottle of juice. And I'm just done. I'm just done with it. I'll just buy a couple of these per week, and that's it. Because I can spend about $80 on a couple of these, because these are anywhere between $30 to $45 at times, and then I can spend another $80 on a bottle of juice for the other one, and plus the coils. Then if I damage the tank or need new batteries, it's just too much money. It's like waste of money. It's like, all right, if I'm going to be addicted to something, just buy the cheaper stuff. Oh, I don't know. If you talk about the moderators, I don't know where they're at. I haven't seen any of them yet, but oh, they're probably watching. Well, actually, I think Todd, Lindy, and Mike's live stream is already over. But I was figuring they might be watching that, unless Homestead House having a live stream, which they could possibly be doing too. So that takes a lot of traffic away from me, and that's understandable. They're really popular, and they're well versed in the carnivore diet, and they know what they're talking about. So, and I'm just an average guy that just figured out that, like, wow, all that, you know, carnivore diet talk mumbo jumbo is actually kind of true. So yeah, I just roll with it. Okay, so these are the ones that just came out. These are the previous ones. I get a Tupperware started. Ah! Okay. I'm going to use that one. Now I won't be able to get this one back in. Nope. Okay. Shove it over there. Okay. That'll work. Alright, these are the ones that I've already messed with. I'm going to put these away for now, because I want that one. I already started on that one. So these are the ones I cooked for 10 minutes, and that's it. Ooh, that feels super tender. Wow. That's amazing. Let's try these. Let's try these. And I'm not going to eat all of these, so I'm going to put this one in there. And then I put that. So, okay, guys, if you put these away and they have grease in them, like these do right now, they got a little bit of grease in them. All you have to do is just start this air fryer for like a minute or two. It'll loosen up that grease. You can strain it out, do whatever you want with it, which is super nice. And the way they made those baskets is you can drain it right into a container if you want to, or however, and that works. And, hey, you guys are facing the wrong way. You're looking at Gray Bear. Gray Bear's taking a nap, taking a siesta. All right, let's get into one of these before it cools off too much, because I'm curious. So 10 minutes versus 15 minutes. Let's see if I have any pink in any of these, or at least one of them. Oh, that one looks like it's got some pink. Oh, there we go. That's not bad. That is a medium. That is a medium right there. Whoa. Okay, 10 minutes. 15 minutes, we're pretty close to well done and still juicy and tender, or 10 minutes for medium. And it melts in your mouth. Well, they both kind of melt in your mouth. I mean, I'm not upset with that. But yeah, that's definitely got some going on there. But now, is the bacon how I like it? That's the next question. Or is it done enough that I might like it? I don't care much for squishy bacon. Never have. My son likes squishy bacon. I don't like squishy bacon that much. But bacon's bacon. It's pretty awesome. Okay. A little squishy. Got a little crunch around the edges. It's alright. It's a little chewy. Not a huge fan of chewy bacon. Like crispy bacon. But the bacon wrapped idea, it's a fun idea. If you got an overabundance of ribeye steaks like I do sitting in your fridge. You know, and I didn't thaw these out 100%. I thawed them out about 50%. Took them out of the fridge for about an hour and a half. And then while they were still firm, I was able to cut them up in these strips pretty nicely, and that worked. No, the bacon's cooked. It's just not, you know, crispy burnt cooked. Like, this is a 15-minute batch. There's barely any pink in here in the middle there. But this bacon is a lot crispier all the way around. Uh-oh. Guess I got the whole piece of bacon for that one. Hi. Hi. Okay. I love you too. I know. So I've tried the frozen method, and I can get a really nice crust on the outside. But if I'm cooking for family, I gotta have it like at least half frozen. Because family doesn't like to eat their meat raw like I do. I mean, it can literally be crawling off the plate and trying to slither out the door. But I'll eat it. But for my kids and my wife and my other sons, they like their steak cooked a little bit more. So I have to be more considerate. Man. Those are super tender bites, man. That's like restaurant quality there. That's better than what you would get on most sampler plates. A lot of those sampler plate options tend to come with a lot of deep fried crap around it. But yeah, that is very tender, juicy, and amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do like them a little bloody myself. This isn't bad. The second time around with only doing it 10 minutes isn't bad. But normally I would never slice a ribeye steak before cooking it like that. Now the only thing that would have probably made this better is so when I set them up on the cutting board, I dried them all off. I seasoned one side, flipped them, dried the other side, and seasoned it with salt. The only thing that would make this even better, I think, lock in more juices and more flavor, would be is after I sliced it, if I were to have flipped them and salted them again, on the edges that didn't get salt, I would have made it even better, I think. Wow, so much juice in there. Wow. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to finish it. My son's going to like these. I don't know where my son is. He's just supposed to be getting out of work at 6. I haven't seen him yet. But yeah, he can definitely have some of these. Now my son works at McDonald's, and I'm afraid. So I got one son that works at McDonald's. I got another son that works at Taco Bell, and I'm so afraid that they're eating that food. And I know McDonald's loves to give away free, at least one meal while somebody does a shift at McDonald's, and that's kind of scary to me because all these years I thought McDonald's wasn't nearly as bad as it is until I started doing stuff like this, and I'm like, oh my goodness, McDonald's was so bad. I screwed up so many times going to McDonald's, eating that food. Chicken McNuggets, wow, those aren't even, they're barely chicken. No big man. Where are you, in Alaska? You're in the Matsu, J-Day? I'm in Anchorage. I used to live in the Matsu, out by mile 46 or so. Lived out there for many years. My family's out there. They live off Fairview Loop. I got family all over the place out there. Yeah, the way they cook their burgers is kind of scary. These little hockey pucks on that machine, they cook them from both sides at the same time. It's like a weird little press machine. And they're so thin. There's really not a lot of love in there, let alone fat. So I tried I tried going to McDonald's at one point and eating the burger patties and seeing how I felt afterwards. I did it the first try. I did it with the quarter-pound burger patties, like 4 of them with cheese. Oh, felt like crap. The cheese there apparently is horrible. I went through and did all the research on the cheese, and the cheese is like just a couple percentages just above to be called cheese. And it's overly processed. It has just enough cheesy type stuff in it to be called cheese. If not, it would be called a cheese-like substance. So I think Easy Cheese in the can is more cheese than McDonald's cheese. Yeah, the meat's not that great. It's the lowest grade possible meat. It is technically all beef because of where they get it, but it's like a really, really low quality beef. I mean, it's super low quality beef. It's not even worth putting in your pantry. And they sell it by just so much of it. There's a lot of suppliers out there, meat suppliers. They won't sell to McDonald's because they can't provide McDonald's with a quality of meat that low, the lowest quality that they want. I mean, so they're just out of luck. Man, that's good stuff. Who came up with this idea? Yeah, bacon wrapped ribeye. Weird. I mean, you could almost make a party favor out of this if you were to, cut them up a little smaller. Wrap some smaller chunks in ribeyes. That's so good. Weird. The things I do. So this upcoming week, I will be doing some sort of fasting mimicking. Not sure what, but either way. So I have several foods I have already pre-selected over the last year, 2 years of doing weight loss. And I call those like my keto-friendly foods. Doesn't matter if it's a vegetable or if it's a berry. I like blueberries. Blueberries, keto-friendly. Okay? You can eat a lot of blueberries and stay in ketosis. I've done it. You can eat dill pickles too, keto-friendly. Have to be dill pickles because the other ones are usually contain sugar or other products. But most dill pickles are pretty safe for doing keto. I can't hardly eat pickles anymore, even the dill pickles, because it just doesn't taste right to me anymore. Because after you eat an overabundance of meaty, fatty red meats, you just don't taste things the same anymore. Some of my other keto-friendly options are potentially cod livers if I can find some. That is a ketosis-friendly, safe type food. It has a lot of healthy fats, omega-3s, vitamin A and D, I believe, are in there. And same thing with sardines. A lot of other canned type fish. Most of those are ketosis friendly too, so you can, just focus on those type of foods for a week. Hard-boiled eggs. I like the hard-boiled egg version because you can eat eggs any way you want and be in ketosis. But if you just have them hard-boiled, you're taking out all the outside elements of, possible sprays or animal fats or anything that might throw your, type of fast off for the week. But you're guaranteed to lose weight doing those things. Just eat those for 5 solid days. You're dropping weight. If that's your goal, is to lose weight. Now, I've had many people ask me questions lately about how do I gain weight on the carnivore diet. Well, okay. I just was driving around thinking about it for a little while, and I was like, why not just focus on what the fat people have problems with? So when I was losing weight, I was up in between 400 and 350 pounds. And thankfully, I'm not anywhere over 300 pounds anymore. But my point is, certain foods I noticed, because I was paying attention to everything that I was putting in my body, what was making me feel certain ways. So dairy specifically, cheeses would tend to make me either gain weight or have a weight loss stall. So yeah, if I was looking to gain weight on the carnivore diet, I'd be focusing on things like cream cheese, cottage cheese. I would also be focusing on eggs because you can gain weight also when you combine eggs with those other dairy products. Some of the other things that would make me have a stall is if I overate things like pork, bacon, turkey and chicken. Because turkey and chicken, for one, they don't have enough natural animal fats for your body to really burn them as fuel. It just got a lot of protein, a lot of lean protein. And depending on what you're trying to do and what you're using to burn as fuel, because we burn 2 major fuel sources, carbohydrates, which is sugar, same thing. Carbohydrates and sugars is one of our fuel sources. And then fats is our other fuel source. So yeah, if you're just eating birds and they don't have a lot of animal fat in there, then your body is having a hard time figuring out what to do, where to pull the fuel from. So, and it has a hard time pulling fuel from proteins because it gets those proteins confused with other bodily proteins that it doesn't want to burn, so everything just kind of stops, like grinds to a halt. Yeah, back when I was trying to bulk, like when I was lifting weights. Now, bulking, some people think just getting fat is bulking. That's not the same thing as bulking. I mean, eating junk food to get big and gain weight, that's not right. That's not how it's meant to be. When I was bulking, I was consuming a lot more carbs at that time, but I wasn't trying to consume just a massive amount of unhealthy carbs and unhealthy seed oils. I knew the seed oils were a problem when I did workouts because it makes you feel like trash. It's really hard to do a solid weightlifting workout when you consume a lot of seed oils like soybean oil, vegetable oil, Avocado oil is okay. Olive oil was okay. And it depends on the source. Depends on the source of the oil too. If it's a really cheap, inexpensive source, then the avocado oil or olive oil might not be that great. But they do work. They work better, than anything soybean related or just regular vegetable or corn oil. I mean, just, yeah. So yeah, when I was bulking, trying to, gain muscle mass, I was staying away from a lot of the sugary foods, a lot of the sugary snacks, potato chips, stuff like that. I was like, focused on other type of carbs, sometimes vegetable carbs. Broccoli was a solid carb for muscle building. I was eating broccoli and chicken, and I was also eating butter at the same time. So that was basically all I had in a big giant pan. As I'd throw in some frozen chicken strips without breading, just regular chicken. That was my protein. Then I'd throw in some frozen broccoli and I'd cover it and I'd just let that cook down, and I'd toss in a lot of butter. And then once that was done cooked, it would just come out in a bowl. And that was the meal I was eating for my workouts. And I would eat that 2 to 3 times a day, sometimes 5 small meals a day of that. And that worked out really well, for weightlifting, general exercise, cardio type stuff. Now that I'm doing the carnivore diet and I don't do weightlifting anymore, I'm not doing excessive amounts of cardio. I'm a truck driver. I'm 50 years old. I don't require all those extra carbs anymore. So now my diet has shifted to a plate of fatty red meats, maybe some bacon at times. But the fat is what my body transitioned to, as far as fuel source. So whatever the fat content is in a ribeye and connective tissue and all of everything that's in a ribeye steak is like the perfect amount, for me at a one meal a day type plan. That way I'm not gaining weight, and I'm potentially losing weight. My body's absorbing all the nutrients. I don't poop a lot. I don't have that urge to poop. I could go days without pooping and I wouldn't have a problem. That's just because after you transition into the carnivore diet, that's how your body starts to work. You don't have that sudden vegetable urge, from eating too much fiber and too much crap, that these doctors and health physicians and coaches try to push on you, like all this fiber. I always had to poop. I'd be mid-workout and have to go take a dump. I'd be like, why am I feeling like this all the time? And you go for try to do a 5-mile run, holding your butt cheeks and clenching them. That's not fun. So, but now that I'm doing the carnivore diet, I get to pick and choose what time of day I want to go. I mean, if I needed to, I normally go once in the morning. So if I didn't go in the morning, I could potentially go any time around the clock at my choosing, and still not feel the sudden urge like I'm gonna poop my pants like I did when I was eating heavy vegetables. So I mean, yeah, there's a difference between the lifestyles, and the lifestyles serve different purposes, especially at different ages. But it seems like the older I get, the more the carnivore diet just makes sense, especially for my activity level. But since I lost a lot of the weight with the carnivore diet and a lot of the weight with fasting, this just seems really, really natural. This is like a natural curve that my body's been asking for. That way, when I go to do stuff, I just do it more naturally. So yeah, I get more activity because I'm losing a lot more weight. I also get a lot more out of my food because it's 100% nutrition here instead of like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Trying to ultra science a vegetable diet was ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, I put way too much time and effort into being a vegetarian or, trying to figure out a vegan diet. It took so many more hours of coaching from people that didn't know what they were talking about and they thought they did. Because people try to sound smart. I mean, I'm not trying to sound smart. I'm just telling you my experience. But these people were talking like, they knew like all these scientific big words and stuff. It's like, okay, meat and fat. There you go. There's your energy source. All your vitamins and nutrients are like right here. You don't need to talk too much about that. It makes it so simple when you break it down. All right, let's see. Joanne, I usually eat a ton of vegetables. I never eat carbs. If you're eating vegetables, you're getting a lot of carbs. I mean, you cannot just stay away from carbs by eating just vegetables. I mean, if you're eating meat, yeah, you're getting away from the carbohydrates. But if you're eating vegetables, you're finding carbs everywhere. Let's see, I've just been eating the proteins, and I feel like death, straight death. Oh, okay. Yeah, you gotta, plant-based proteins. I had this conversation too with my new trainee, teaching him to basically do my job for if I should leave in the summertime and go up to Nome. But yeah, plant-based proteins are just a mess. I mean, they don't provide the same type of nutrition that a meat-based diet can provide for anybody. Now, vegans have actually killed their babies by trying to feed them stuff like almond milk. They've gone to jail for that. That's proven. That's happened. I don't know a single person that's gone to jail for feeding their baby milk or allowing their baby to have mother's milk or allowing their babies or younger children to eat, fatty red meats. That's never happened as far as I know. Because even if you did just feed your kid like just all meats and eggs and dairy, they're going to be healthy. Their brain's going to grow. They need all of this nutrition in order for their brains to work properly. And it's also why I became a lot smarter after I got rid of my carb addiction and everything just started to make sense again. Because you get that brain fog crap. Once the brain fog goes away, it's like, whoa, I was an idiot. And I thought I was really smart. And unfortunately, that's where a lot of people think they are. They think they're like super smart. They're super unhealthy right now. But if they were to improve their diet, just upping the protein levels to 80%, 90%, they would be improving their work skills, their work relationships. They would be far more useful in the workplace and make more money. My experience has proven that right away. I can handle several different contracts, several different things. I'm not sensitive to change anymore. If there's something I don't like doing or something I'm forced to do at work that I just don't agree with, it's not a big deal anymore. I don't get sensitive about it. I used to get cranky pants. You tell me to go do this or something didn't work right. My truck got stuck under a trailer and I was having I used to throw fits. I just look at it and I'm like, how am I going to get out of that one? And I just figure it out, typically by myself without any help, because I often work alone. Processing and preparing your own food sources and cutting out store-bought box produced items. This is the best way to feed your body. Yes, it is. And I'm not a vegetables or bad advocate, because I eat some vegetables still, but I have my neutral vegetables that I eat. Like green peppers, bell peppers are fine. Hot peppers, okay. I still love cayenne pepper. That's great. Onions, great. Let's see, chives are kind of on the fence there. Once in a while I might have some chives, but sprouts, that's a somewhat neutral vegetable for me. So if I go out to like a Mongolian barbecue, we have one here in Anchorage called Twin Dragons. That place is solid. They use some pretty darn good ingredients there that don't wreck the gut. Now we have another similar place across town, almost identical food spread, but they use something in their barbecue type sauces, whatever they're using for the way they cook it. It makes me feel like trash. Like I leave and I feel instantly crappy. So I don't go there anymore, even though it's similar food. So I'll go to Twin Dragon, and they know me. I load up on just the beef. They might have some pork and whatever they have it there. It's like thinly sliced frozen meat. And you load it up in this big giant bowl, and it's just heaping over the top. I might put some sprouts on there and a little bit of this or that, and then have it, with the Mongolian sauce on it, and it doesn't wreck me. It doesn't wreck me. I leave there feeling good, and I might eat 5 bowls of that. And they know I come in there and I'm looking for mainly the protein. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. You just eat all the protein you want. If you want protein, we'll keep bringing it out. If you empty the bin, we'll bring you some more. And yeah, I love that place. Let's see. All right, I did the workouts during this stream. Thanks for being here. Right on, Lady Casca. You got your workouts done. You're walking on the treadmill, I'm supposing. You got your mile in. We eat and grow food, catch our own fish. Pamela Morris is saying this. Deer, elk, whatever we need for the most part. Butcher it ourselves. Use a lot of bison, local from the barn, 1 mile away. Yeah, that'd be, bison meat. Wish I had some bison meat. So we got some like bison, buffalo. I don't think we're allowed to hunt them. I don't know. They're up further north. But there's some wild herds that are running around. I don't think we're allowed to hunt those. I think they're supposed to be left alone. Oh, you did some planks. I need to start working on my abs. Now, I don't know if there's anybody that's in the stream right now. I got up to like 49 people here. But somebody that was morbidly obese lost a lot of, I'm talking like 100 to 200 pounds. Specifically asking you. Now, your body gets all weird. I'm to that point. The weird shape, you know, things are doing a little bit more motion than normal. But down here, around the midriff, the skin feels like it's getting thinner in key spots. Really sensitive. I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of mitigate that. It's very painful. Very painful. And yes, I have some like issues with like inner thigh fat like anybody else that was morbidly obese, so that's a problem. So sometimes when I sit down, you might like pinch stuff that you don't want to pinch necessarily. But you guys kind of get the picture there. But yeah, I wonder if there's anything I can do for like the thin skin. They have wraps. I don't fish, but my wife does, Belle. Yeah. Let's see, bison farms all over. Oh, okay. Right on, Pamela. That's awesome. You guys are lucky. Lucky to have that. Now I believe we can buy some bison meat at the store, but it's usually way overpriced. I mean, if I was gonna buy meat like that at the store, I'd be looking more for like, you know, maybe racks of lamb or something like that, because that's pretty close to comparison in price wise. Why are you prancing? You're prancing like you want some of this? You're like ready for me to be done. Is that what you want? It's my dog. Like $12 a pound and it's ground up. Wow. $12 a pound. So, yeah, $12 a pound is, oh my gosh. She's over here trying to climb on me. Hi. No, not right now. Chill out. I'll give you the plate. She's ready for the plate. All right, we need to pick this up. I gotta give the dog the plate, because I'm not giving her this, but we're gonna start putting this away. I have eaten at least a full ribeye steak and however many pieces of bacon were on these things. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I made a yummy snack for later, or whoever wants to get into it. So we got ribeye wrapped in bacon. Now my dog can leave me alone for a second and try to find a lid. So on Black Friday, like I went out, like see these other two boxes. These are full of Tupperware. Like on Black Friday, I go to Walmart and I get Tupperware for like $10 a box or something like that. And surprisingly, we forgot to bring it out to relative's house, because, you know, sometimes we'll bring out Tupperware, like new stuff. This is old Tupperware with a new lid. But we'll bring it out to the relative's house, and we'll use it to bring home leftovers. My fridge is sad looking right now. I got like pork belly, eggs, and then I got eggs, and got some sausage, sour cream. I don't know why there's pancakes in a Ziploc bag. That makes no sense. Greek yogurt back there. Huh. I don't know why we have orange juice in there either. I don't drink orange juice. I guess one of the kids does. I won't drink it. I had no idea that orange juice was so bad. Like almost all the orange juice nowadays is just so overly processed. Not good for us. And I used to drink it when I had stuff like a cold or the flu. And it's not good for us. Weird. Who would have thought? I used to think that, you know, the orange juice was going to give me vitamin C, not sugar poisoning. I had no idea. It's not where you want to get your vitamin C from, is from orange juice, fresh squeezed or not. Although fresh squeezed would be better than store-bought orange juice. I will I will give that much to it. But yeah, it's just amazing the stuff you learn when you accidentally stumble across some basic ideas on how to lose weight. But I think the quickest way for me to figure out, before I started losing weight, I was starting to lose weight accidentally, and it was because of something my doctor asked me to do, and that was write down a food log, a food journal. I'm morbidly obese. I'm eating whatever I wanted, when I wanted, doing I thought was okay. But I kept gaining weight. I was gaining. Eventually I got up to over 435 pounds. And I was trying to find answers. They prescribed me Ozempic. I thought that was a horrible idea because I did a little research on Ozempic and I saw how many problems it had. And I was like, why would I want to take that stuff? That looks like an issue. Now I'm talking to a lot more people that have previously taken Ozempic. They're trying to come off of it, and they're having a lot of problems. They're having heart issues. They're having other issues. And now these are real life people having issues coming off Ozempic, and I feel real sorry for them, because they didn't come around a little bit sooner, and we couldn't have our side conversation about the possibilities of what that drug might do to them, because there's so many side effects. I mean, when you look at these pharmaceutical drugs and they give you this laundry list of side effects, and they're usually not even scared to talk about the laundry list of side effects during the commercial, but they sell you on the idea of you don't have to do anything and magic will happen. Just take this drug and magic will happen. But don't worry about this. Your butthole's gonna bleed, your ding dong's gonna fall off, and just all kinds of dry skin issues, and yeah, you might have a heart attack and die, but don't worry about that. You don't have to do anything to lose weight. That's how they sell it. They say they make it sound so amazing. And I almost fell for that. But my biggest concern is the drug was initially made for diabetics, and I did not have diabetes. Never once did I have an issue with diabetes. So my question was, why would I take that drug if I didn't have diabetes? And that's what really set off my first red flag. And then I found out it's an injection needle and this syringe that you inject, once a week or something, like in your stomach. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right either. Isn't there a red flag for that in most people's minds? Like, I'm injecting myself in my belly fat right there. That sounds like a really bad idea. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not scared of needles. I can take needles all day long. But my point is that it's just the most odd placement for a needle and the most odd way to take it. So, and at that time, the research that I was finding as far as the side effects that people were having issues with, blindness wasn't even an option at that point. That didn't come along until, months after the fact that I tossed it out in the garbage. But that food diary, the food log that I was creating when I was just being reckless, helped me start figuring out in my brain. My brain was not clicking correctly because I was eating a lot of sugars and carbs and a lot of nonsense. But I had a huge, one day it was like a whole full page of just information. And then after a while, I stayed pretty dedicated to this food log. So if I was drinking water, I'd write it down. If I was drinking coffee, I'd write it down. If I put cream or sugar in my coffee, I was writing down. I didn't have to go that far. But anytime I was making food or eating a snack, I was writing that down. I wasn't counting calories at that time. I was just writing items. And it was just getting longer and longer and longer. And I was like, so it got me to a point where I was like, man, I don't want to write in that log again today, so I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat that extra meal or extra snack or that bowl of cereal before bed, which is something I used to do. So that kind of got the cogs going slowly. And then, my sleep apnea got so bad. I mean, I thought I was seriously making end-of-life preparations for myself and my family without talking to them. I was putting money away, squirreling it away for that time that I wasn't going to be here with them. And, that's when I figured out fasting. Now, fasting is what got everything really started. Because I got to the point I was so morbidly obese, I wasn't sweating anymore. I mean, I almost thought sweating was something I wasn't going to ever do again, because I would do stuff, but I wouldn't sweat. But yeah, when I did that 5-day water fast, lost so much weight, got my metabolism working, everything started jiving again. And that was before the carnivore diet type stuff. And I wasn't even looking at the keto diet at that time. I was just fully devoted to learning how to do different types of fasting to lose weight. I thought that was like, oh yeah, everybody should do this. And I still do. I still think everybody should do some sort of fasting. Whether it's 24-hour fasting, 72-hour fasting, or, attempt a 3-day water fast or a 5-day water fast. I mean, it's great educational purposes there. It teaches you so much about yourself. If you don't learn about yourself, it's kind of hard to figure out problems for yourself. So that's where fasting comes in. I mean, it's a very spiritual type thing. It's a mental enlightening type situation. This is why there's so many fasting communities out there. It's natural to allow your body to take a break from constantly eating food, constantly snacking. And then if we don't do anything, we sit in a big truck all day, drive around holding the steering wheel, hee-hee, and then your only activity is to get out and pee and poop once in a while and get something to eat. Should you be eating food while you're driving down the road? I don't think so. I don't think you deserve those calories if you're just bouncing around in a truck seat, driving down the road. Same thing goes for sitting in an office desk. If you're just sitting around, you don't require lunch. I mean, because what are you doing to burn calories at that point? You're not burning calories until you get out of work. And then if you don't do anything after work, like me, I come home, eat dinner, kind of relax, and then I go lay down and watch a movie. I don't deserve any extra calories after dinner. So yeah, I don't need dessert at that point. I don't need breakfast the next morning because I didn't do anything while I was in bed. I was just sleeping. So I don't require breakfast. I don't require, a 2,000 calorie drink in the morning or a Red Bull. There's no reason for it. I'm not going to use it if I'm just a truck driver, is what I'm getting at. So, and lunch is the same way. Do I need lunch? Do I need snacks? No, I don't. And it took a lot of fasting practice to figure out that I don't need all those extra foods, all those extra snacks. And as I transitioned into the carnivore diet, I was still doing a bit of keto. And I was still in that zone where I thought I needed snacks all the time. And so I was just switching out my snacks for different types of snacks. So I was eating a lot more beef sticks. One of my favorite type keto-friendly snacks is hard-boiled eggs. You take 3 hard-boiled eggs to work with you. That is a lunch right there in its own. A lunch substitute, keeps you in ketosis. You're losing weight. You're full and you're losing weight. Oh yeah, you're full and you're losing weight. And you say it again, so it might click in somebody's head. You eat 3 hard-boiled eggs at lunchtime. You're full and you're losing weight. It's that simple. I mean, yeah, you don't even have to force yourself to struggle through a can of sardines, even though that's a great idea too. Because sardines, they're like pulling a chainsaw cord and get that thing fired up. Sardines will slingshot you into ketosis. I love sardines. I don't necessarily love just eating them all the time, but I love the fact that I know I can use those sardines at any given time. If I want to get myself into ketosis quicker, in a faster amount of time, I just eat some sardines, then I might eat some eggs, then I might eat some blueberries or whatnot, and I'm on my way. I'm on my way to losing weight at a rapid rate. Do that for 2 or 3 days and tell me you didn't lose weight. You're going to lose weight. You're going to lose a dramatic amount of weight, anywhere from 1 pound to 2 pounds a day. That's just how it works for me. That's how I've had so much success in this weight loss journey, by losing weight. And I do it 5 days a week, Saturday, Sunday, whatever, just kind of frick off. And then if I do have a dramatic weight loss week where I'm losing like maybe 13, 10 pounds, whatever, the next week is a weight loss maintenance. I just go into the next week and I'm just eating fatty red meats. I'm eating ribeye steak, maybe hamburger patties, a little bit of cheese here and there, kind of enjoying my life on this planet. It's fun. And then towards the end of that week, I might have a little bit off scale, off plan type stuff, whatever that may be, like that shawarma, whatever that is, that lamb shawarma. That was great. A little bit off scale because it's got some wrappers and some vegetables. Not a big deal. because now I'm going to be transitioning tomorrow into some sort of fasting or fasting mimicking, and I'm going to be losing weight for the week. So, yeah, it's just super simple, and we do that as long as you do that like 5 days, focus on weight loss for like 5 days a week. Then the next week, just focus on however long, about a week of weight loss maintenance, eating just whole foods, healthy foods. Don't care if they're vegetables, don't care if they're all meats, just whole food, healthy foods. And then just keep rinsing and repeating. Your body's healing, it's adjusting. The carnivore diet is like a self-healing type, from the inside out type diet, I found out. Lots of benefits. I need to go to my fridge. I forgot I have pickled eggs. I want to try them. And they're not necessarily in the right brine. I didn't have dill pickle brine. But I still want to break them out and take a look at them and see if they actually taste good. Because I don't like wasting hard-boiled eggs. A lot of talking. Okay. Fork or spoon? I should use a spoon. They're eggs. Yeah, I can tip them out with a spoon, right? Okay. So yeah, these are actually in bread and butter chips. So they're going to taste a little weird, I'm sure. But they've been in here for over a week. Because I did my egg fast, not last week, but the week before. And I had a whole bunch of hard-boiled eggs left over. And I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with all these hard-boiled eggs? And I didn't want to waste them. So I was like, I got just about empty jar of pickles. And I was like, man, I can just toss them in there and call it good. And then I can enjoy some pickled eggs. And so these have been in there for over 7 days. Not as good as dill pickle juice. But they're still a really nice pickled egg. And I think they need to be in here for a little bit longer. So a really good pickled egg will have a really nice meaty outside to it and almost be absorbed. Still very, very healthy. And keto friendly type snack that anybody can have at any hour of the day and not wreck the plan. So let's say I woke up at 2:30 in the morning and I just had to eat something. And I just felt like I had to eat something. Eat one or two of these, you can go right to bed and still be losing weight while you're asleep. Okay? Because there's not enough calories in the eggs. There is plenty of nutrition. It will keep you in ketosis while you're asleep, and you just had a snack, a midnight snack that you can be thankful for. If you try this method, you can thank me later, because that's another thing that I like to do when I first started losing weight, is I figured out how to lose weight when I was asleep. And I was like, man, nobody's talking about this. Why doesn't anybody talk about weight loss when you're asleep? Because it doesn't make anybody money. It's why. It's all about the money. It's about selling you products, selling you stuff you don't need, buying memberships, and selling you expensive equipment that's going to sit behind your couch or coffee table, or you know what I mean. All right, it's just an added expense. If they give you the advice on how to lose weight while you sleep, you are not, for one, you're probably not going to listen. 2, you're probably not going to believe it. 3, you're probably not even going to try it. But my point is, if people actually started doing this, they could lose weight while they're asleep with no effort at all. Doing a regular type meals, regular type whatever sad diet type meals if you wanted to, because I've lost weight eating the sad diet doing this too. So basically I start out on Monday, I'm eating dinner. That's my only meal. It's a nomad type situation to weight loss, and this works 100% of the time, all the time. And by day 3, you're guaranteed to be losing weight while you're in bed because of just how the ketosis clock works. So our bodies get into ketosis about 16 hours after not having food. So if you're doing a 24-hour fast, you're always getting some sort of ketosis into your day. You're losing a little bit of fat each day anyways. So I start out with dinner on Monday. Then Tuesday, I'll switch the clock up to lunch. That's the only meal that day I'll eat. Then I'll go around the clock again. And then I'll switch that meal on Wednesday to breakfast. Now that's the magic day right there. That's when you're getting the maximum amount of weight loss while you're asleep. If breakfast is your only meal, you just woke up from already fasting, because you're fasting while you're sleeping. You just wake up, you eat breakfast, and if that is your only meal until breakfast the following day, you're losing the majority of your weight while you're in bed, doing zero. Not running around, not exercising, not folding laundry, not chasing the kids. You're losing weight while you're asleep, just because of how the ketosis autophagy clock tends to work. So that means, yeah, every hour that you're asleep like a baby, you're losing pounds. And we don't lose pounds by sweat. That's not how we're losing water weight by sweat. So technically you are losing pounds. But when you're losing fat, when fat comes out, comes out our mouth like an exhaust pipe on a car. Our gut and all our fat stores are just our gas tank. Okay? You don't see gasoline falling out tailpipes. That's not how that really works. So it goes in the motor, gets combusted, comes out our lungs. And that's how we lose the fat. That blew me away. Once I learned that, I was like, wow. I always thought I was like pooping or pissing or sweating out my fat. Because when you're unhealthy and you're exercising, you have all this stuff secreting out your pores, and that's the nasty freaking oxalates, the vegetables, the vegetable oil, just the sugars and stuff like that. Yeah, that's that nasty stuff that gives you the pimples all over your face, all over your body. If you're eating fatty red meats, that goes away. You don't get pimples like that anymore. They stop. Your face clears up. It's clear. It's wonderful. And same thing goes for teenagers. Teenagers that have adapted a higher protein animal fat type diet, their faces have cleared up dramatically and quickly, like within weeks. Some have cleared up in the first week. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. If I could have done something like this when I was a teenager and I was all covered in pimples and embarrassed and had zits and didn't want to go to school because I was embarrassed, yeah, I would have totally started eating a meat-based diet at that point. But they were trying to program us into eating vegetables and telling us fatty red meats and eggs and bacon and all that stuff was going to give us a heart attack and we were going to die, which was exactly wrong thing to do. Yeah. And as a result, we ate a lot of vegetables, we ate a lot of sugary crap because, at that point we were hopeless because we just didn't know what to eat, because it seemed like anything healthy was wrong. And then as soon as we started finding something that was healthy, they would tell us that's wrong too. So it didn't matter. We were just constantly getting beat down, from the people that used to give us education. Yeah, pickled eggs are great, Pamela. Laura, they serve some of those that were like lightning at the birdhouse. Oh, right on, Laura Martin. Pamela, don't know how you got on my feed while scrolling through lives, but glad I did. New sub, and I will be following your journey. Hey, thank you, Pamela. I appreciate that. I always like meeting new people. I thought your name looked familiar. Potentially, I don't know, do you follow Noodles? Noodles by chance? He's from New York City. I love his live streams. I like to dive in on them and chat with him about weight and my diet and stuff. He follows a little bit of my journey. He's a busy guy. He's always on these vertical lives too. And I'm technically one of his admins. Limitless Lindy, hi. Thank you. I missed your live stream. I've been having a meltdown today because when TikTok got banned, my CapCut editor apparently was connected to TikTok and it got banned too. So now we have 1 million plus content creators scrambling to find a new video editor and figure them out. So the only thing I can do now is YouTube vertical live streams, or I could do live streams through my PC or make short form videos through the YouTube application until I figure out an alternative. And so far I haven't found a better alternative than what CapCut used to be. So I'm drawing straws here. And I've been looking at DaVinci Resolve. I've tried 5 times to download it on my PC. it will not run. Everything, it'll do everything, all the processes in order. And then as soon as I try to finish it up, it doesn't create a pop-up on the screen. It doesn't do anything for me. It just says I need to go in the control panel and delete an existing file or something like, and I don't even know what it's talking about because it never directs you to where you need to go. Anyways, long story short, losing weight, yay. TikTok is back. Yes, TikTok is back already. CapCut is not. So TikTok came back early on today for us, but I don't use TikTok. I only use CapCut, and CapCut won't fire up. So it's like, wow, this really sucks. But it's only, the TikTok thing is only a temporary thing. Oh, Todd's phone was going off in notifications. Yeah, I wish I caught you guys live today. I was actually in bed asleep because I was so not happy about today. Because this is my filming day. I record, I do my video editing, I get a long form video up, and then I come out here and do a live stream. And now it's almost 8 o'clock at night because, yeah, I slept through everybody else's stream, and I wish I didn't. Sonus wants to know, what are the foods you are eating at each meal? Primarily when I'm doing a weight loss maintenance type week, I'm eating one ribeye steak. I ran out of Alaskan reindeer sausage. I used to eat about 1 or 2 of those. 3 to 6 fried eggs or scrambled eggs, 3 to 6 eggs, doesn't matter how. And that's about it. So 1 meal a day. At the end of the day, 5, 6 o'clock is my typical dinner time. And that's pretty much what I eat. Now, like I said before, when I start going slightly off plan, I'll save that for, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And I might go a little bit off plan. I just try to be reasonable with my choices and expect a certain expectation of how I'm going to feel before I start to roll into a weight loss type week. So when I get into this next week, I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. I wanted to do a cod liver fast. I got to call Three Bears and see if I can get up there. If they have cod livers, I'm definitely driving to Birchwood to get some cod livers. We're going to do a week-long cod liver fast. I'm going to try to do a video of me trying cod livers the first time. That should be fun because I've never tried cod livers. They might be gross. I don't know. Some people say they kind of remind them of tuna fish, but I've never had them. Just the sound liver doesn't sound good. The sound cod, I don't like cod. I don't like cod as a fish. It doesn't taste good to me. 11:46 Eastern on the East Coast. I used to live in New Hampshire, Pamela. I lived in Concord, New Hampshire. I lived in Bow and Manchester. Yeah, that was my old stomping ground over there for quite a while. I must force myself to eat 5 to 6 a day. Many days to eat one. So I follow a high protein based lifestyle for many years. Yeah, I found out, because they demonized animal fat for so long. For so many years, I was cutting the animal fat off and throwing it in the trash, thinking it was bad, throwing away the drippings and, the bacon grease, thinking it was poison. Now I'm doing the exact opposite of what we used to do. I'm eating the fat. I'm saving the bacon grease. I'm saving the beef drippings, the tallow for cooking at times. If I want to deep fry something, panko batter, egg panko batter, and then you just deep fry it in beef tallow or bacon fat. There you go. I mean, you're light years ahead of the game if you're using natural animal fats for cooking. Oh, you're in Chesapeake Bay. Oh, wow. That's a small area. Everything on the East Coast is so small. I mean, I remember when 50 miles used to seem, because it was almost exactly 50 miles from Concord, New Hampshire to Boston, Massachusetts. And just crossing the border seemed like a really long drive. And it was almost equal distance to get to the ocean. So to go out to, I can't even think of the name of the place I used to go to. But it's close to Seabrook, Hampton Beach. That's what it was. It was about 40 some miles, 50 miles away from that. And that seemed like a long trip to me when I was a kid. Like, oh, you got a car that's good enough to go to the beach? Let's go, because everybody's car back in the 80s and 90s was, they were good for getting around town, but they were reliable on breaking down. And so, yeah, we always carried a toolbox everywhere we went. And we knew how to work on stuff. War Eagle? What is that? Let's see. I went back to my raise after being poisoned by government food shelved items. Yeah, the government food items. When I was in the military, they sent me out on, some people call it like a bivouac type situation. We were out in the weeds, literally just set up a location out there for a month or 2 months. I can't remember. It was a month to 3 months. It was a long freaking time. And the whole time we were out there, our only food source was MREs. We did not know that MREs were containing close to 30,000 calories per package. You know, not individual package on the inside. I'm talking like per pouch. So about 20 to 30,000 calories. And we were eating 3 of those as instructed per day, working out all the time. We were gaining weight. We were constantly constipated. Yeah, that was annoying. It was horrible. I mean, so yeah, you might go just feel too full. And then towards the end of that, you know, our guts were a wreck. Our guts were a wreck when we got done. And it was kind of an experiment to see what would happen if guys would eat those all the time. So basically we were overeating MREs. They were designed to eat, like one of those MREs is designed to last you, give you enough energy for almost 2 to 3 days. We didn't know that. We didn't know that at the time. We didn't have a lot of the nutritional information that we do now back then. So yeah, it was a pretty bad story. We go to the ocean, which is 3 hours away, but we have to go through Delaware to get back to Maryland. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like, sounds like Maine. When you drive up to Maine, you can see, cut out. Are we back? It says I'm live again. I don't know. All right, but anyways, that's kind of like going to Maine. Start over my sentence there. Where you can see your destination, but you just can't quite figure out how to get there. And that's a true story. So there were several times I'd go trucking in Maine. I could see where I needed to go, but I had to go like 50 miles this way, and then turn back and then go back 75 miles to get to my destination. It was really, really annoying how that worked. They might have changed that since then, but it was really weird. But all right, guys, we've been going at it for almost 2 hours now. I appreciate everybody that joins my live streams. I mean, if you're looking to lose weight, learn a little bit about my weight loss journey, effortless weight loss is typically what I talk most about. The carnivore diet is just part of that, something I stumbled into. Totally didn't believe the carnivore diet would work, but then again, you know, when people were recommending the carnivore diet to me, I didn't believe any diet worked at that point because I tried them all. You know, just like so many people before me have claimed, you know, after they have found the carnivore diet, they tried them all, you know, or everything that was presented to them in some fashion. You know, I was even looking at Jenny Craig type stuff, and that's nonsense. You know, these prepackaged foods that they send you in the mail. You get your meals all broke down for you. You don't have to do the work. Well, the problem with that is you're not doing any work up here. When you're doing the carnivore diet, you're actually using your brain, and your brain is what keeps you going and motivated to continue to do stuff. If you're not thinking about certain processes and how they work, you're not going to be accountable for anything at that point, and you might as well just be taking Ozempic at that point, because those are the people they're looking for. They're looking for the undereducated people that don't know how to do research. That's where Ozempic's making their money. That, and they're getting a lot of that insurance money off you. But holy cow. All right, it's been a long day. Hopefully I'll have a decent video editor set up for next week, and I can actually do some real videos. And yeah, I also have a secondary YouTube channel I'm getting ready to fire up and do some food comparison type stuff. It's going to be carnivore type foods, but I'm not going to be focused on carnivore related topics. I'm going to be focused on something else. It's going to be a slightly different niche, but it's still going to be meats. So, all right, pay attention for that. I will make an announcement about that once I start getting those videos started and that channel started. But I think it should allow me to reach out to far reaches of the corners of the world, places that I probably haven't been able to reach it up to now. But all right, God bless, guys. Have a wonderful night. It's been fun.